Welcome into First Pitch for Tuesday, June 6th. I am Drew Martin, joined by Ralph Michaels, Eric Pauly, Jeff Michaels of WagerTalk and goldsheet.com. We got big game breakdown coming to you. Best bets as well for the Tuesday slate here. Ralph, heading to you first here at the top of the lineup. And I'm seeing last game on the card here in the Pacific Northwest, or actually in Petco. It's the Seattle Mariners at the San Diego Padres. And I'm seeing a first five wager for you. So, Ralph, what are you looking to do here in Petco?
It is, and I've done a lot of first fives this year, obviously taking the bullpens out of play. I rank them even, maybe a slight edge to San Diego, so I'm going to throw it out and just play the first five. And you look, Seattle has not played well of late. They're 1-5. They lost 2 of 3 to New York. They got swept against Texas, but we saw their bats start to come alive with 19 hits in the last 2 games. They scored 6 runs and 3 runs. You look at San Diego's bats, not much better. In the last couple games, they scored 1 run twice, and they scored 3 runs. They scored 1 run 3 times in the last 6 games. But Drew, this is a pitching matchup where I look at you. Why? We have Gilbert off his worst performance of the year. We have Musgrove off his best performance of the year. I like both of those to return to the norm. Gilbert allowed 7 runs, 5 of them earned against the Yankees, and he allowed 2 home runs. Well, in his previous 5 starts, he allowed a total of 2 home runs. And in those other 5 starts, only 2.2 runs per game. A 33-4 strikeout walk ratio the last 5 starts clearly shows he has sharp stuff. Musgrove 6 innings, 1 run, no earned runs, but he did still walk 3 batters. That concerns me. Again, I look at Seattle, and while San Diego, you don't consider them a team with a losing record, but they are a team with a losing record, and Seattle has gone 15-4 in that role. And San Diego, 5-11 as a home favorite when you throw out the times they're a favorite of minus 200 or more. And they're 9-16 off a win, excluding those games, as a favorite of minus 200 or more. Value with the Mariners tonight.
Look towards the M's here. And yeah, you're right, Ralph. I mean, the San Diego Padres guys just sitting at 28-32 as we are in the month of June here. So it has been a disappointing start to the season for the Padres. Next up here, our 2-hole hitter, Eric Pauly, goldsheet.com. Eric, I'm seeing Pittsburgh and Oakland here. So, hey, anytime we get the Athletics, man, got to get your opinion on how to bet Oakland. But I'm also seeing a strikeout prop here with Mitch Keller. You think he's going to rack up the strikeouts here against this Athletics lineup? What are you thinking here with the Pirates and A's?
Yeah, so this is a great matchup to back Mitch Keller and the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Mitch Keller is certainly becoming more and more of a household name, as he should be, because he has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball so far this season. Now he gets to face the Oakland AAAs, and it should be a matchup where he should go over his strikeout total of 6.5. I actually got this morning at minus 126, and now I'm seeing the best price available being minus 140. Another way to just play this game like I did this morning as well, but the price unfortunately gone, is doing a player performance double on FanDuel Sportsbook. You could also do a same game parlay there on DraftKings. Just taking Mitch Keller 6+ Ks, combining that with Pittsburgh money line, got me at minus 122 then. It's now minus 140 now, so some of that value diminished, but certainly still an option to look at. And also, if you're a fan of laddering strikeouts on FanDuel Sportsbook, you could certainly ladder Mitch Keller up to 7+, 8+, 9+. If you want to get even crazier, FanDuel has a daily strikeout leader prop today, and Mitch Keller, I think, is plus 650 to lead the entire field in strikeouts today. And I think that's also worth looking at. But going into why I feel this way, for starters, Keller hit this number in 10 of 12 starts this year. You look at his K rate, he's in the 87th percentile for strikeout rate. But if you look at his whiff percentage and his chase rate, he's only in the 30th percentile for whiff percentage and 46th for chase rate. But that's not a big deal because Mitch Keller actually gets the most strikeouts looking this season. So 43% of his strikeouts, 40 of the 93 he's recorded so far, which is good for 3rd in the league, have come looking. Oakland, second highest K rate versus righties this season. Actually doing a little bit better in toning down the Ks the last 2 weeks, dropping below that number. But this is the true ace of the Pirates going against a AAA ball club. So I think, again, attacking Keller directly on the K props, great way to do it. Getting a little crazy, some plus money, doing a little bit of a ladder there, and a player performance double of taking Keller with 6 or 7 plus strikeouts, Pittsburgh money line. All great ways to attack this matchup of the Pirates ace against the lowly Athletics.
And Eric, is that something you normally do in terms of like laddering strikeout props? Meaning, like, if you get the direction right, they're probably going to stack up a lot of strikeouts either way. I could see why you would do that. Is that something you normally do in betting strikeout props?
Certainly. It's a great way to look at it. It's a fun way to bet too. It obviously adds some plus money there. Also, of course, if you play your unit sizes right, if you just hit the original line, yet you lose, the 2 plus money lines, you might break even. If you if you lose all of them, you're only losing about a unit and a half. If you ration your units properly and you win them all, you could win 3, 4, 5 plus units. And it's a fun sweat strikeout prop. So I would certainly recommend, if you haven't been doing some laddering there, to give it a try in a great matchup. It's a fun sweat, and it's also certainly could be profitable if you pick and choose the right spots.
Eric Pauly, Gold Sheet. Next up here, our 3-hole hitter, Jeff Michaels. Guys, check him out, WagerTalk.com. A reminder, it's $2 Tuesday. Top play, top handicap. Robbie Vino discounted to just $2. And Jeff Michaels, man, I'm seeing you're seeing it well. 5 straight winning days, Jeff. So congrats to you, man. Boston and Cleveland. I'm seeing a little plus price here on the Red Sox up against Shane Bieber. What are you looking to do here, Red Sox and Guardians?
Yeah, we all preach bet with your heart or bet with your head and not with your heart. And that's exactly where I'm headed here. Interesting pitching matchup, I think, going, you look at it immediately and you're thinking Shane Bieber, obviously the ace of Cleveland, obviously, coming off a game against McClanahan for Boston when they anticipated that they weren't going to have to see McClanahan in that series, but due to the rain out and the rescheduled game, they had to see McClanahan yesterday, and now they come in against Bieber. But looking at the last start from both of these pitchers, I mean, James Paxton got robbed of a win for Boston. He threw 5 innings, gave up just 1 earned run, but the bullpen gave up 4 more after that, and they lost to Cincinnati. Bieber, on the other hand, was gifted a win for Cleveland in his last outing. He went 4 innings and gave up 7 earned runs on 8 hits. The bullpen held him to just 1 more run, and Cleveland actually won that game 12-8. But from those stat lines, Cleveland shouldn't have won that game, and Boston should have won Paxton's last start. I thought it was almost mind-boggling. Both of these pitchers only have 2 starts this year where they've allowed less than 2 earned runs on the season. The only major difference there, Bieber has made 12 starts this year. James Paxton has made exactly 4. So half of Paxton's starts, he's allowed less than 2 earned runs. Bieber's only done that twice in 12 starts. And you got a Boston team that's won 7 out of the last 8 in Cleveland. They're coming off a rough homestand. And I've mentioned it before, Cleveland's coming off of a tough away run. And now they're coming back home off that day of rest yesterday, which hasn't been a very profitable situation for any team, especially with that day of rest. So going against that one with my Cleveland team tonight and getting plus money, I think this one's pretty close to even price now at this point. But when I did send it in this morning, it was a little bit of plus money there. But I think Boston's going to pull the upset to start the series, and I'm going against my Guardians tonight. So give me Boston.
Jeff Michaels, 5 straight winning days, wagertalk.com. Good breakdown there. Big game breakdown in the books. We got best bets coming up. Huge shout out to the chat box. Everybody joining us live. Feel free to reply below as well here on the Wager Talk YouTube channel. If you like free sports picks, subscribe to the channel. Like the video. We got a couple questions here. Eric, one for you. Thoughts on Mitch Keller to record a win at plus 110? Of course, you broke down the strikeout prop there, man. Do you ever bet like win props, and do you like that plus 110 for Mitch Keller to grab the win?
Yeah, I certainly like that. Mitch Keller, one of those pitchers who can certainly go 7, 8 plus innings. Pirates do have a good bullpen, so if a game gets a little bit like last night where the A's were kind of threatening, knocking at the door, but again, their ineptitude showed up last night, so they were unable to close out that game, a game the Pirates had no business winning, but I actually think that is a great look to just back Mitch Keller. If I'm looking at the price correctly, I'm seeing minus 250s plus for the Pirates on the money line. So if you're able to get a plus 110, asking Keller to go 6+ innings in a game that I certainly think he can, and just asking for the Pirates to probably score only 2 or 3 runs because I don't see Oakland getting to Keller. Yeah, I would certainly take a look at Mitch Keller to record a win tonight against the A's.
Like it. Yeah, good question there, guys. Thanks for chiming in here. Rob saying, why would a team in MLB be favored to score first, but not favored to win the game? It's happened a couple times. The only thing I can think of, if it's like a competitively priced game, Rob, in the, I guess, like the away team, because they would be up first to score first. That's one thing that comes off the top of my mind. But yeah, not 100% sure, I guess. But hey, either way,
True.
guys, thanks for chiming in here. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Let me jump into that. Every day I do the WagerTalk first inning report. It shows you every time when a team scores first, when the opposing team score, or when both teams score first. There's a lot of teams, Miami at home, they're a very, very poor first inning team. So I could see when Miami's at home, the road team, if they're on an offensive run or playing a pitcher that maybe is in the middle of the road, that they have those situations. So check it out on Twitter at CalSportsLV, and you'll see that teams make where they really do not score at home in that first inning at all. So I think it's just an anomaly. And with more and more people following the yes run first inning and no run first inning, that data is starting to make its way to the sports books as well.
Like it at Cal Sports LV on Twitter, Ralph Michaels, WagerTalk.com. Guys, we got best bets coming to you. I'll start us off here with the best team in baseball. Hey, we've been hammering them here with the best bet on the show, and it's been doing well. And that's the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, guys. Low watermark, looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen, minus 156. So we're having to lay a little bit of a price here. But again, the best team in baseball. It's 2 first-place teams here, the Twins and the Rays. But actually, if you look at the standings, the Rays would be double-digit games in first place ahead of the Twins if they were in the AL Central. So, look, I think they win this game tonight. Guys, Tampa is 26-6 at home in Tropicana. And the Rays have won 9 of Eflin's last 10 starts this season. So 9 of 10 here when Eflin's on the hill. All of that put me on the Rays here, minus 156 for my best bet. I'll throw it over here to Ralph Michaels. Guys, go check them out, wagertalk.com. And I am seeing the Athletics and the Pirates tonight, Ralph. Any final thoughts here for the show? Where are you heading for best bets?
Well, I have my underdog game of the week available. And remember, guys, the 198 special expiring soon. A week at WagerTalk, normally $99. You're getting over 4 weeks, 30 days for just double that price, $198. That's not just exclusive to me. That's every capper at WagerTalk. And Drew, you guys know I'm an old fart. And a lot of times when I'm handicapping, you continue to handicap your old ways. The question about a Mitch Keller win prop makes me think, boy, I really start to need making some adjustments to the modern way of betting. My two esteemed people on the panel with me are old young bucks finding ways to find value. But I gave out Pittsburgh minus a half run, minus 150. So let's put that in perspective. Keller is likely to go at least 5 innings. You need to go 6 for the win. At laying a half a run at minus 150 and saying Keller needs to go 1 inning more for that situation to get plus money, it's certainly a situation that I would take that or at least split my bet between the two. So again, I released Pittsburgh minus a half, and I'm not usually one to take a historic situation like this. I tweeted this out yesterday. Pittsburgh is a minus 200 favorite for the first time since June 19th, 2019. That would make me not want to play him in a big favorites role. But this A's team is so historically bad. Only one time since 2004 has a team 55 games into the season had a win percentage under 20% like Oakland does. You got Cap pitching for Oakland. He is 0-7 in his 7 starts for the A's this year. He's got an ERA of over 7. Mitch Keller, again, a 7-1 record, a 3.25 ERA. At home, he has a 2.18 ERA. The A's tied the game up in the 8th inning yesterday. Pittsburgh came and scored in the bottom of the 8th. I think that now keeps the Pirates focused. You know, you may have thought, oh, we have the A's, no question, we're going to sweep a series. But then all of a sudden, in game 1 of the series, you find yourself tied in the 8th inning. I think that puts added incentive on him here. And Pittsburgh, 15-4 versus losing teams this year. They've beaten up those bad teams. And a couple more bad Oakland numbers. They're 0-15 as a dog of plus 185 and higher, and the A's have lost 15 straight road games. If it's not fixed, don't break. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I will say this, though, like Tampa Bay earlier in the year where we saw the bookmakers catch up to them, the bookmakers clearly are starting to inflate the lines against the A's as so many people continue to bet against them. So we'll see how long the value is there. But again, I will continue to fade the A's.
And Ralph, I got to ask you, man, you've been doing this successfully for quite some time. How bad is this Athletics team? I mean, is this the worst baseball team that you've seen?
Oh, that I remember, absolutely. Like I said, since 2004, they're the only ones under 20%, and only one other team was under 25% 50-plus games in. So, you know, not only are they losing, you look at the margins they're losing at. I mean, they're losing road games by 4.5 runs per game. So having a losing record is one thing. Being non-competitive is an entirely different situation.
Man, yeah, this is something, guys, going against them. And now we're actually seeing the South Point, looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen, go the Pirates minus 300 here. So, Ralph, you threw out the stat in terms of it's been a while since minus 200. We're now seeing minus 300 here, guys, with the Pirates tonight. Next up here, we'll go to the Gold Sheet. In the Gold Sheet's best bet for tonight, we got the Philadelphia Phillies and the Detroit Tigers under 9 runs. Couple reasons why here, guys, and you can check it out, goldsheet.com, for the detailed written analysis. Wins blowing in from left center. Phillies, bottom 5 in weighted runs created plus versus lefties. We get the Tigers, also bottom 5 weighted runs created plus versus righties. So handedness of pitcher, likely going to struggle here for the lineups, and both teams missing key bats. Again, that's the Gold Sheet's best bet, under 9 in the Tigers and the Phillies. Speaking of the Gold Sheet, Eric Pauly up next. And Eric, I'm seeing the Mariners you have circled here. So I'll throw it over to you. Final thoughts here for the show. And what about your best bet?
Yeah, so I briefly want to touch on what Ralph was just mentioning about the Oakland Athletics and the way that the line is just inflating. So I feel like in years past, and Ralph, I'm sure you could correct me if you've seen anything differently, but a lot of times when you're seeing, dogs that are 2-1 dogs, the price normally continues to drop because in the sport of baseball, day-to-day grind, it's like, how frequently are you really going to be, 2-1 against a lot of the competition? Are you really that inept? But with the Oakland A's, this is the time where if you're not betting the A's the night before or at the crack of dawn in the morning, the price is only going up. So if you see, for example, it was a couple weeks ago, the Astros were only like open minus 200 against the A's. You think, all right, already, that's crazy. Game ends up closing minus 250, minus 260. And the best time to have even gotten that price, you actually got a discount, would be to have bet the night before and getting that 200 at open or as early in the morning as possible. So something that's just been interesting to watch, because normally those prices do creep down, but now they're just shooting up. So if you want to bet against the A's, you're looking for an opportunity. Like I mentioned that player performance double I did, the price is now 20 cents higher from just this morning, because going against the A's, the price just keeps shooting up. But going to best bets. So for starters, Gold Sheet, stat sheet every single day. We have advanced MLB stats for you at goldsheet.com. And also on WagerTalk and sportsmember.com, we have a pick package going today with a 4% top play. Then we have a barking dog that we think the wrong team is favored, and we're taking that dog there. So you can find that at wagertalk.com. Going to best bets, I'm sticking with Ralph. He went with the Mariners in the first 5. I think it's worthwhile to take them at plus 125 for the entire game. Now, this is more of just a kind of ratings and a pricing kind of matchup for me. So I actually have Seattle slightly higher in my power rankings than San Diego. You, of course, have 2 great pitchers going. George Kirby throwing for Seattle, and you have Joe Musgrove going for the Padres, and like Ralph said, you have both the starters. You have Musgrove coming off 2 good starts, and you have Kirby coming off the start where he got absolutely shelled by the Pirates. But again, just going from pricing, you're giving me a team that I actually have rated slightly higher than the other team at plus 125. It's just a bet that I'm going to be taking, regardless of the situation right there. Just these offenses, right? You see the Padres, they do a great job when they're jumping on kind of these lesser pitchers, but when they're facing the better pitching, the top of the rotation of other teams, that's kind of when their offense falls flat. And it's not really hard to see why. Obviously, you have the circles on Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, and Fernando Tatis. You look at the rest of the order when they have Brogdon, Odor, and Matt Carpenter. Gary Sanchez, who's been DFA twice now, is like a main staple in this lineup. And I know that they had to do that because of some injuries and because the rest of their catchers just weren't producing offensively whatsoever. I know he has 2 home runs, but come on, if you're relying on Gary Sanchez now, it shows that you have a lot bigger issues. And also circling back to Juan Soto, in an interview 2 days ago, they asked him what's wrong with the offense, and he said, don't look at me. I have a 900 OPS. Go take a look at everybody else. And that's just not a sign of a great team. So you're giving me, again, 2 teams with a better bull. I guess the bullpens are pretty similar, but I actually give the starting pitching edge to Seattle, and neither team are in much better form whatsoever. So a team that I just have rated higher, that's off the rest day also yesterday, I like them at plus 125 today in San Diego.
Eric Pauly, plus price there, goldsheet.com. Ghosted chiming in here on the live chat. A lot of the first pitch panel has been on the money with their best bets. Thanks as always, guys. Ghosted, thank you for chiming in, man. And speaking of being on the money here, Jeff Michaels, WagerTalk.com. 5 straight winning days. Go check it out. He's got a 2-for-1 here at WagerTalk. So, Jeff, any final thoughts here for the show? Where are you heading for best bets?
Yeah, I'm actually one of those 2 plays on that card is actually coming right here in best bet. So I'm going to head right to it. I kind of took Eric's approach on that Pittsburgh big game breakdown, attacking Mitch Keller aspect and getting a better price for it. I'm looking Houston tonight going over their team total. I mean, you're getting even money right now sitting at just 3.5, and you don't even need them to win the game. But, interesting pitching look that I took in the last one with Paxton and Bieber. This was astonishing to me, and I had to go double check it. Kevin Gausman, the starter tonight for Toronto, has made 12 starts in the year. 7 of those starts have been during the day. And in those 7 starts, 46 and 2/3 innings pitched, he's only allowed 2 earned runs. Tonight, he's going at night again on the mound. And in those 5 night starts, he's allowed 21 of his 23 earned runs on the season, including a start against this Houston team that put up 7 earned runs in just 4 and 2/3 innings against Gausman back in April. So they've had a history. I mean, Bregman took him deep. He's only faced him 6 times. Altuve's hitting .333 against Gausman with a home run. And I mean, Tucker's hitting .750. So this team has some history against Gausman, who has a 5.77 ERA in his career against Houston. He's let them go over this number in 4 out of the 6 starts. And that includes 2 out of the last 3 starts, which have been, the most recent ones, obviously. But within the last couple of years where you're facing some similar guys, gave up 12 earned runs in just 16 innings over that span. And you got a Houston team that's put up at least this number in 9 of the last 11 games. And they've started with the right foot forward in nearly every series this year. They've gone over this number in 11 straight series openers, putting up 6.5 runs per game on average, and they've put up 8 runs per game against Toronto. So regardless of Gausman, he's going at night. I like Houston to put up at least 4 runs tonight, regardless of if they win this game or not.
Jeff Michaels bringing the heat there. A little day-night splits. Good stuff from Jeff
Hey,
Michaels.
Drew?
Again, 5 straight winning days. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Can I just throw in one more thing? Because we've all bashed the A's and we all are looking to play against them. I do want to mention this. I've never seen a day-night split like the Oakland A's. They're 1-25 in day games. And yeah, there are some stadiums where it's tougher to play in the day in situations. But I do want to bring this up. Oakland goes to Milwaukee after Pittsburgh, and then they're at home. This year at home at night, Oakland is 6-10, With an average line of plus 170, that is actually plus money. So when Oakland does get home next week and playing night games, I will not be fading him in that role because of what they've done so far this season.
I like that stat there. Oakland finding the A's with a plus money trend. That's tough to do, but he found it. Ralph Michaels at Cal Sports LV there on Twitter. Guys, the best bet recap. You see it here. Tampa Bay Rays minus 156. That's my best bet. We got Ralph Pittsburgh first 5 minus the half a run minus 150. Eric Pauly Seattle plus $1.25. We get Jeff Michaels Houston team total over 3.5 plus 100 in the gold sheet. Detroit and Philadelphia under 9 minus 105. Check out Ralph Michaels, Eric Pauly, Jeff Michaels, the Michaels you can check out at WagerTalk.com, Eric Pauly, goldsheet.com. I am Drew Martin. Smash that like button, guys. Feel free to reply below. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow. Come back and join us. Cash those tickets.